Welcome back. With us now are junior Dionte Hackler and senior Jordan Kremer. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So Dionte, let's start with you. Obviously a very exciting meet on Saturday at the Cardinal opener. What was it like going up against some of that competition, in particular University of Wisconsin lacrosse and Oshkosh?
It was great. Like Coach said earlier during the interview, it was different from the past, whereas, historically the competition isn't, there just yet, that early in the season. So it was great just to go out there and just compete with not only my great teammates, but as well as, great competition.
How does it help you guys as athletes to know where you have to improve in your certain races?
It does, but at the same time, we try not thinking too much, about it because, like our captain Josh Winder said, earlier in the meeting, it's all about the process, and you don't really want to think about where you are just yet because it's still very, very early in the season.
And Jordan, the distance runners crew really got things started right off on the track with the distance medley. You guys sweep the top 3 spots. Mm-hmm. Granted, those may not be the teams that are competing at nationals if you guys can get one in, but what does that mean for the distance members to really step up this year and try and contribute as much as possible?
It means a lot to us because, we've always had that depth kind of sitting there ready to go, mm-hmm. And finally we're calling on it, and finally just feels like we've gotten guys to step up to a new level. We were here and we were ready to do it, and now we're here and we're doing it. So it feels really good to be able to do that in the first meet and everything. So
and you mentioned that depth. You guys have won cross-country championships nationally, so you guys have been there and you have that experience, but it seems sometimes it's harder for that cross-country skill to translate onto the track where you're just running around a circle, where we really haven't seen any major contributors since Michael Spain. Are you guys hoping to change that this year?
Definitely. Yeah, like you said, we have the depth. We've been ready to do it, but it's a maturity thing, when, like Dionte was just saying, with the process, like Josh said, you just got to trust your coaches that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it happens, and you can't think about the future, you can't think about the past, but just know that if you trust your coaches, it's going to happen, and we know that, and it's going to happen this year. So.
And obviously you'll trust your coaches, Dionte, all the way till the national meet, but did it seem like this week was almost a mini preview, if anything? Because I know the national meet is run completely different. It's over 2 days, but you guys were able to compete against the top 3 teams in the nation.
Yeah, that was, a bit of a sneak peek, to nationals, because we do understand that we're probably going to see most of those guys again. So it was great, running against Eric Hoshin again because, like I said, I had to race against him last year during in my Open 4 at nationals. So I'm pretty sure I'll see those guys again. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we look forward to it as well. And the field at the Cardinal opener was the best of the best. We look at how it acted as an early season preview to the national meet in this week's What's the Word?
Lacrosse and Oshkosh are both, and us, are all ranked 1, 2, 3, I think, right now in the nation right now in terms of track teams. So I think you can kind of almost call it a little bit of a preview. Some teams want to come down here, see what our facility's like, see what's going on around here in the area, and it's just really cool to get out there and compete with them. So
this meet was definitely a good gauge of where we are because with the top 3 teams being here, it kind of set the atmosphere to be sort of what it was going to be like at nationals, and getting this meet out the way, it's going to do us good in the long run.
It doesn't really come into your mental framework for how you approach a meet. Track and field is kind of a more individual sport where you can really, as an athlete, just sort of focus on the process and cheer on your teammates. My preparation for the meet didn't really change at all. I was told that this was, sort of like just the first meet of the year, and that the teams would be here. I just treated it like a regular competition.
It's our home track, and so it's something that we want to defend, and kind of run with pride. Goal today, nothing special, just get out there and compete, and see what happens, because there's a bunch of competition here, and that's always good to see where you're at.
Dionte, you touched on last year's national meet a little bit, and you've lost a couple guys from that team, in particular Dan Benton, who's still there helping you out, but also you lose Baikaba to an injury, John Howard. What's it like sort of carrying on? You're the experienced one now, and you've sort of got to help mold the younger guys along.
Yeah. Both Dan and John, they equipped me with so much knowledge and just, a sense of mentality that I look forward to carrying on to, sophomore now, Mustafa, as well as, some of our newer guys like Abraham and Derek. And, I'm just looking to kind of carry on and give those guys what Dan and John gave me.
And you mentioned Mustafa, you, him, Derek, and Marlon Hamilton. You guys got second in the 4x4, but that's the second fastest time right now in the nation. Obviously, the first one is lacrosse. How do you guys feel that you can improve on that and hopefully come up and be on the top of the podium in nationals in that event?
Oh, definitely. We're still putting pieces together. It's kind of like a puzzle. Seeing who runs which leg, like the greatest strengths and weaknesses there, and it's a work in progress, but we're definitely moving in the right direction.
It seems like every relay is a puzzle, and Jordan, with that distance relay, you guys swept it. Obviously very good, we talked about that. But how hard is it for you guys to decide who works better where and who's better running basically which leg of the race?
It's just like Dionte said, it's a puzzle, especially with different distances and everything like that. We pull on one of these guys for a quarter, and then we have to fill in the half, the 1,200, and the mile. And it really just, right now, I cannot honestly tell you who's going to be in it, But it'll come together as the season goes on, and eventually you'll see who can run that 1,200, and it'll come together, and we'll have a great DMR.
You guys ever try to talk Dionte into running an 800?
I have.
They have before.
I've had to, yeah.
Jordan, do you think that gives you guys a little bit of an advantage, knowing that this is your home, this is what you guys have to protect?
Yeah, I would say so, and especially with visualizing being there at nationals. We talked about that in our meeting yesterday. It really allows us to, while we're in a workout or whatever, put ourselves in the national meet. And then when you've been there already, it's not quite as intimidating when you're there, at nationals. So that's going to be a huge advantage.
And as students, do you guys think it'll be a lot different with it being on your campus instead of having to travel?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, honestly, I think I'd like it better because we get to stay in the normal practice or the normal practice of what we usually do. We go to class, we eat lunch at this time, we do that, and then you race. It's not like anything out of the ordinary then. So,
Dionte, what do you think is the biggest thing that this team can do to get back to that podium? Obviously, 3 in a row. This one's going to be just as tough as those 3, I'm sure. What do you think that this team needs to overcome to get back there?
Just believing that we can do it, because we lost so many people, both on the sprint side as well as the distance side. But just the thought of believing and going to practice every single day and just having mentality of thinking that you can do it.
You guys may have lost guys, but I'm sure plenty of guys will step it up. Best of luck to you guys in your quest for a 4th title.
Thank you very
much.
you.
Coming
up next, we'll check in with North Cenrtal College Sports Information Director Clark Tuscher and see what's going on with other Cardinal sports in action. Don't go away.